I just didn't, for whatever reason, we just kind of panicked tonight, and I didn't do a good job as a coach. I couldn't get my guys under control. I couldn't get them to relax. And that's my fault. And, I thought defensively we were okay. I thought our kids were ready for the game, started the game well. But then obviously things went downhill for a little while, and it just took us forever to get our legs back under us. And it's the first time in a long time, Loyola, since that's kind of happened. And, Hunter Tyson had a good game. Our better players struggled tonight a little bit. And the Boston College kids, were very competitive and played good basketball. And we just didn't play very well. So, again, a lot of that has to do with their effort, and give them a lot of credit. Questions?
Coach, it's kind of like a Tuesday night game up here. Is that kind of like one of those classic trap games?
Yeah, I don't want to say that, because I think that's disrespectful to Boston College.
That's fair.
I think those kids and coaches had their team ready. We were ready. We were very focused. We had a great shoot around this morning. We had good practice yesterday. It's not easy. It's a quick turnaround from Tallahassee, road game, but that's not why we lost. We lost because they outcompeted us. We made a lot of bad decisions in the game, and we panicked. And I did a bad job coaching my team and getting them back under control. And I give our guys credit. The beginning of the second half didn't start well, but we did figure some things out. We played better, and we tied it up and had a chance to come back and steal the game. And then then we needed a couple more stops and a couple better offensive possessions, and we just didn't do it. And we had a few shots that we normally make that we missed. But again, that's we just didn't play very well. And most of that's because of Boston College.
You mentioned that, excuse me, down the stretch, it was tight both ways defensively. Did it really just come down to two breakdowns where Langford gets the basket? Yeah,
those were critical. And obviously the one drive he made where he attacked PJ and beat him around the corner, and as a good, very athletic play. Chase had a really bad angle on a back screen action where he's not supposed to chase him, and we gave up a layup. Those two plays were critical, and give him credit. I thought he had a lot of life tonight, a lot of energy. Zachary was physical. Those guys they played well.
Defensively, did they take you out of some things?
Yeah, they did, and I don't know. Some of it I just think was like we had a couple of kids just fumbling balls. I mean, it was like in the first half, it was almost scratch your head on some things like what are we doing? I don't understand. We've had a couple of games where we've gotten a little loose with it, but their defense wasn't crazy more aggressive than anybody else. We played other teams that have guarded us hard, and we had a hard time. PJ had a hard time getting deep position and scoring. Chase got a quick early foul, and then didn't quite get going for a while, and so now he's just kind of not going. And Hunter's the only guy kind of making some plays, and Brebman's not playing tonight, and we're trying to get Alex back in there. And Josh Beadle gave us some good minutes. RJ gave us some good minutes, but it just wasn't enough, right? And it was one of those nights where the other team played better than we did. And, we had a lot of self-inflicted wounds, just really poor decision-making. We didn't share the ball much. When we got behind, we just kind of panicked and hoped Chase and Hunter would bail us out. And that's poor coaching.
We're good.
Anybody on Zoom have anything for Coach?
Brad, it seemed like Ian in the first half just, for whatever reason, really struggled with turnovers and kind of just throwing it away and stuff. Just what did you see, and do you have any explanation?
I have zero explanation. It was disappointing. He really played poorly, unfortunately. So much so that I didn't put him back in the game, which is rare for me. I think Ian's a good player, and he's usually, he's a high assist guy, low turnover guy most of the time, and he was out of sorts. And RJ gave us a lift. I thought he was good off the bench for us. Josh gave us a little lift. But we had too many bad turnovers from I think Ian had 4. Is that right? My goodness,
Yes, sir.
PJ had 3. I mean, that's 7 turnovers out of your post players, right? I mean, that's not very good.
Hey, Brad, it's Davis. Sort of along those lines. At least 17 turnovers now in 3 of the last 4 games. Is there any common thread that you're seeing with that?
Oh, I mean, our post guys are turning it over some, they got to do a better job. And, we got to figure a couple things out. Chase obviously had a bad night tonight. I mean, he had no assists and 5 turnovers. I think he got, when we got behind, I think he was guilty and we were guilty of like, okay, attack the basket, go make some plays. And he probably got a little bit too offensive minded to score. And, he had a couple of really bad ones. And he's better when he's playing like he did the other night, where he got off into the Florida State game. He got started with some good assists, moved the ball, and then he found ways within the game to go get his points and to make shots. And I think I just thought tonight we all pressed, coaches, players. We just didn't do a good enough job tonight.
Brad, it seems like they kind of tried to pack the post and make you have to hit jumpers and shots weren't falling. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, it wasn't crazy. We've dealt with that here a while, obviously, with when some of our freshmen are out there, they're not guarding them quite as far as some other guys. Obviously, sometimes that's problematic. Other times it hasn't been as bad. But obviously tonight it did. And, I need to watch the film to see exactly what happened. We had some really just careless ones. I bet we had half a dozen that are just almost head scratchers. And, I'm not really, PJ had one second half, and we talked about it. As one of our things is like, hey, when you get a rebound, they come back and they knock balls out of your hands. They come back and try to steal your outlet passes like that. That was one of our 5 offensive reminders. And we had a couple of turnovers in those scenarios.
Brad, this is Larry. When Post plays just 8 minutes in the second half because of foul trouble, does that compound the disappointment that y'all aren't able to generate anything when he's over on the bench?
Yeah, a little bit. We were having a hard time getting the ball in there to PJ some. They had done a nice job. PJ wasn't himself either. He couldn't quite get himself together. I mean, obviously he had the travel call right in the middle of the lane when we looked like we got a good possession to him. It just, it's kind of one of those games where everybody we didn't play very well. And Hunter Tyson tried, but the rest of us didn't help him very much.
Probably have time for 1 or 2 more.
Brad, a big game Saturday, sold out crowd. Just what's kind of the message, trying to get guys to refocus and get ready for that one?
Yeah, I'm proud of my team. My team has played great this year. We've fought hard. We didn't come into this game. We didn't take Boston College lightly. We weren't not ready to play. We didn't play well. And that's going to happen sometimes. Other teams force you to do some things. You don't handle adversity as well as you have. I mean, we had a ton of adversity against Florida State, and we figured out a way to win the game. We've had other games this year where there's been adversity, and we figured it out. This time we didn't. So I didn't go in there and pile on my players. I told them that, we didn't play very well. We didn't help coach you very well. We didn't have a good night as Clemson Tigers, and we've had a lot of good nights this year, and let's have another good one on Saturday. So, we need to get back, take the day off. We, get into the training room, get ourselves healthy, try to get our team back together. We need to get whole. Like we do need to get whole again here if we're going to have a run like this. It's great that we've won all these games, and we've won all these games with guys out, and we're fixing things and trying some different things and, playing freshmen more and all that is great. But like, if we're going to finish the season and do really well, we got to get our older mainline guys back playing together and having reps and playing like we need to. And as a coaching staff, we need to be able to plan for some of that. And, it was, we haven't been able to do much of that. And hopefully we get to the point here in the next week or 2 where we feel like we are getting back whole and having some consistent practices and have a chance to get back doing what we need to do.
Brad, was there some fatigue tonight, mentally, physically?
I don't think so. No, I thought there was at Wake Forest a little bit and early in that game. I just didn't think, but no, I didn't think we were tired. I didn't think, man, we were mentally sharp leading into the game. We were mentally sharp today. We were sharp yesterday in practice. It is a long season though, guys. We've been going at it a long time. It's almost February. We really haven't had much of a break. We've had a lot of injuries, so we've had to figure a lot of different things out. And you know, that can be there can be some wear and tear on some of your main guys that have had to absorb all that. PJ here lately, Hunter Tyson. So that's why I say we need to get our team back whole, and you know, feel good about ourselves again. But just give Boston College credit. They outplayed us, outcoached us.